Hi, it's Khandie. I am fresh back from the UK photo show. I went on the Sunday, which is probably why this video is delayed, but I'm going to talk to you honestly and slightly brutally about what I love, what I didn't like as much, what I think should have done better, perhaps in my opinion. Obviously, these are my opinion, but you're going to shout at me nonetheless. Chuck them in the comments below. Feel free to disagree with me. Tell me what your experiences were, because bear in mind, this is just mine, how I felt it went. So let's get into it. So straight off the bat, the tickets for me were rolled over from the previous year, so I didn't have to pay for them, and I did like the fact that you were able to do that. There was a filtration system. We had to show our COVID passports on arrival. That was part of the NEC staff, though I don't think it was actually the photo staff. But I will just say, if you're going to drive there, it's a good idea to prepay for your parking, because it turns out it's a little bit cheaper. Okay. Secondly, I actually found it cheaper for me to take the train, and I ended up getting a train due to my discount rail card because I'm special, that it actually worked out considerably cheaper for me to get the train from where I live here in Northampton to Birmingham. So that was cool. Straight across, straight into the NEC. Really happy, not a problem. If first of all, this has got nothing to do with the photo show, but if you are somebody who requires a special diet, be it vegan, gluten-free, I highly suggest you bring your own food because the options are extremely limited. Extremely. Now I am okay, but I still paid about £8 for what was the most basic, I mean just ham in 2 pieces of bread and a packet of crisps. So we're talking pricey here, okay? So don't go in there thinking it's going to be a cheap day out because you got a free ticket. There's still some pricey elements. Remember though, this is NEC, captive audience, but even things like Subway was, okay. Another thing is, it's not as busy quite clearly this year, be that because there's less people arriving. There's also less stands, where before we were really crammed in. I felt crammed in. This is a lot more spread out. There's a lot of open space, lots of hand sanitizer like you'd imagine. But with that came some big names notably not there. For example, there were no Loxley, Loxley were not there. Obviously that's down to them, but it was quite noticeable that they weren't there. I didn't see many printing companies, but I also wasn't really looking for them, so then it came to what I would say what was a really nice thing. Obviously the disabled photography site is somewhere I always go. One, great film photography to get hold of. They always have cameras, always have great deals on those. Always go there. I highly recommend you go there. Great cause, but also really knowledgeable people. Beautiful. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to be brutally honest. I felt that the lack of the big names did mean that it was a bigger empty space, and I don't think I would be going back for a second. I just so happen I am, because one of my friends wants to go and I promised I'd go with them. But it was definitely, I could have looked at what I needed to and then disappeared probably within half a day, which it sounds really lame, but now I'm sort of planning it out, right? There were a couple of other issues for me, and this is horrible for me to say. I don't think the seminars this year were really up to it. I genuinely don't think the talks were up to it. I attended 6 seminars. I do have a masterclass on Tuesday, so I'll probably change my mind on that. But was it masterclass I booked? I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But I went to come with some of the free ones. Now I watched 7. I watched 7 in total. I feel like people need to go through the content of each seminar and see if it actually is getting it. Because one I attended, I didn't get, I was watching someone take a photo, but I couldn't see it, right? They didn't want to share it with us. They just had us watch one slide that didn't show half of what they were trying to talk to us about. And I felt like it needed to be checked into if they were giving us good content. Because essentially, I didn't think I needed to be there. Don't get me wrong, the person answered one of my questions. I'm not going to throw someone on the bus by saying who it is, because I don't think that's really nice, because, we're out of COVID, 18 months, blah, blah, blah. But I do think the venue need to actually go into people's, speeches they're giving and just go, could you maybe elaborate more on this? Because it doesn't, I know you got half an hour, but are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And if that person was had planned it and there was a problem, then I apologize. But I just felt, and some of my friends who were also in the audience felt the same way as me. So I knew it wasn't just me being a douchebag, which is quite common, but it really, in this case, it wasn't. Did go to one that seemed straight off the other that was very similar, as in I felt like, there he goes. I felt as if it wasn't necessary for me to attend both. Their content was incredibly similar. And again, I think that would have been stopped had they actually maybe reviewed the content they were providing. The second one was far more informed, but I still felt there was such massive crossover. It was a very niche genre. And yeah, I was, it wasn't what I expected. I know it's only half an hour, but I still felt like some of the other people did. They were able, Tommy Reynolds, 100% dependable, ingenious. He just literally banger after banger amount of information at you, got the audience involved. Still socially distanced, but totally gave you stuff to take away with you, right? And some of them I felt it wasn't quite as slick and as prepared as it could have been, but that might have been their first one, so you have to be polite on that side. But I felt like they need to be a bit more reviewed. Would I, as a professional, go? As a pro, I just picked a day that was suitable for me. I wish that perhaps some of the other masterclasses of the big names were a little bit more spread out on the days that perhaps professionals who work constantly would have. So maybe like the Monday, Tuesday, because as a pro, any type of professional, like if you're a wedding, you're going to be working the Saturday, Sunday, that kind of thing. But that's just negligible. I think this year it's good to go just to have looked to see what was going on. I don't think there are any crazy show deals going on, but what do you expect? We've just gone through a pandemic and everyone's financially crippled. So like, I don't expect there to be any crazy show deals. I did feel that customer service was a little lacking. And I say this from experience and speaking to other people. They stood around waiting quite a long time to get served by people who were just talking themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people that like to do their thing, but I wasn't the only one openly annoyed at some of the customer service. So, but I only experienced that on one stall, but other people anecdotally told me they experienced it elsewhere. But people are tired, it's a trade show, let's, would I go as a pro? That's what I was going back to. If there was someone desperate I wanted to go to a seminar to, yes, okay. But I think it's hard. Do you know what? It's hard. If there is something you really want to see and have hands-on experience, obviously you go there because you can see all the latest kit. But are you going to see any groundbreaking, earth-shattering seminars? Not for free, definitely. You're going to see some good ones, but I don't think they're going to... A lot of it felt like it was their YouTube content, which you can get for free without having to go, which I 100% appreciate that as well, because it's free, they're giving the information for free, but I'm sure they're paid to be there. But anyway, blah. Some of the masterclasses were incredible, and I'm told they are as well. The ones I didn't attend were told they were incredible. I think it's up to you, like any decision, but I don't think for me that I would make it a priority to go. Mainly I go to meet up with friends more than networking. We networked over a glass of wine. But this year, just like, it's hard to judge this year, right? Because everything that's gone on, this is not like this. I wouldn't say it's even watered down. It's like a scaled back version of the photo show. Photo shows always had incredible, like even things like the action stage, right? I went up there and normally have this elaborate stage setup. It wasn't elaborate. It was tucked away in a corner. I feel like as a pro, perhaps wait until we're back fully, because then you get more out of it, unless you really want to go to those masterclasses or you really want to see that equipment and you really can't go to a shop and watch it. As an amateur, 100% still go, 100%, because there's so much free content there for you to like eat up and get involved in, ask questions and such. And I feel the dick saying I didn't enjoy it as much. I genuinely didn't enjoy it as much. I met some great people. I had a good laugh, but as far as it coming back, I definitely can see it's going to be amazing next year. Definitely, 100%. But I feel like if you're going to do seminars and you want people to stand out, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more meat on the bones of what I'm listening to, or some more substance. And I know it's 18 months. Some of these people, it's their first seminar, but I spoke to some people after one of them, and a lovely lady and a gentleman said to me, I feel like I just wasted half an hour. And I was like, why? And they were like, I was really keen to come in. I thought I was going to learn, but I couldn't even see what they were shooting. And I was like, oh, but the person tried to get us to, because but I wanted to see it. Like, she's telling me, and she's doing it, but I can't see it. Like the results she's getting in camera. One of the things I did notice is very few giveaways. Like normally you get like loads of competitions and stuff, noticeably less of those this year, which I mean, I don't think you should, like, come on, we've just gone through COVID, financial instability and all that crap. I can imagine there was none. Same with the prices, anything, but I think there were people like, oh my God, I was going to get loads of freebies. There was a few tote bags handed out, I think by Nikon, but other than that, was there? So the UK photo show, thumbs up for the future. Like definitely for the future. You can see it's coming back. This year, it's kind of like it's not a bad, there's no negative, it's just kind of like a, yeah. So yes, it's going to be great for the future, but yeah. Okay, tally-ho, don't forget to like, comment, put in whether I'm being a douche, probably am, And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.